Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'd like to start off by saying I am so sorry for my massive hiatus of 5 months. It's partly my fault and also some technological issues I came up with. I was unable to use my editing and recording software for quite a while, so I was unable to make any videos. Also, recently I had my year 11 exams, so I was really busy studying, so I didn't draw as much as I normally do. But I have a video here today. I'll be doing this speed paint of Zendaya from The Greatest Showman, which got quite popular on Instagram, so I thought you guys would want to see a process video of it. I'll also be answering some Q&A or questions that I got from my Instagram. You should follow me on there if you're not already, same name as YouTube. And I'm going to be answering them in this video. If there's a lot of questions, I'll probably be doing a part 2 later on, but I'll just be answering them for now. Some of these are from about 4 months ago, and some of them are from just a couple of weeks ago, because I put out the post twice. So yeah, we'll get started. Okay, the first question is from Ari10, who's actually an online friend of mine. Let's say you have an idea you want to bring to life, although when you get to it, you just can't do it. What's your process? When I have an idea that I really want to bring out, but I'm not sure how to make it, I tend to start with a lot of really small, messy scribbles, like thumbnails, and I just mess around with different sorts of things, and I play with colour palettes. And if I still, I'm really struggling trying to bring it together, I leave it normally for a couple of days or weeks, and I go try something completely different. And if I come back and I still really want to draw it, I realise, okay, I've got to find a way to make this work, and then it's a big old mess, me making stuff, honestly. Next question, from Ava Artworks. Do you want to be an artist as a job for the rest of your life, or do you want to do something else when you're older? If yes, what? Being an artist would definitely be my ideal job. I do a little bit of freelance. I've worked with some Etsy stores and I do quite a few commissions and stuff, but I've not done anything really heavy or full-time, but I would definitely like to be an artist in the future. If not, there's a couple of jobs that are semi-interesting to me. I've always liked the idea of history-related things like archaeology, and I do like the idea of doing I'm not sure, some kind of game work, but art is kind of really my end goal that I'd like to get to. From Miss Cat, who's actually one of my real life friends. I've known her for 10 years. Have you ever nearly given up on art? I don't think I've been drawing enough to ever have gotten to that point where it's oh, I can't do it, because I've been drawing for about 2 years now, but definitely I've gone through some points where I'm feeling really uninspired and oh, I can't do this. I'm just not enjoying it as much or being so fun, but I think art's always been a relaxing thing for me, and the fact that I can share it for other people is great. But often I find, especially when I was about 2 months into having my Instagram profile, I just wasn't getting a lot of recognition, and it was really disappointing because I was putting all this effort in and I wanted to show people my stuff, and people they weren't seeing it because the algorithm is very difficult to appease. And I realised that sometimes you got to step back and realise that you've got to improve yourself before trying to impress others. But yeah, I have struggled a little bit with art, but I've been doing really well lately, so yeah. From J.E. Walker, who's actually from my school. Would you rather be incapable of doing any art whatsoever, or be incredibly bad at art and never improve? Incapable of doing any art whatsoever, or be incredibly bad at art. Probably incapable of doing any art whatsoever, because I think that'd be terrible for me to want to do it, but not being able to improve, it's just terrible. I'd rather be oh, I just can't do it. Next question from Sirkinus Danks. Do you have any advice for people to improve their art? This sounds absolutely very repetitive, but please just practice. I don't post half of what I draw on Instagram. I actually draw a lot. I'm always scribbling and sketching, so I find a good goal is to make a list of things you want to be able to draw, say an eye or hair or, I don't know, wallpaper. Just write it down and practice until it looks decent enough that you think, yeah, I can draw this, and slowly you'll start building a mental and visual portfolio of things that you know you can draw. And if you're drawing a picture and you say, hi, I can't draw lamps, you think, okay, I'll step back, learn how to draw lamps, and come back. So I definitely think doing that's a good idea, because often people get stuck in the rut of, oh, I can draw this and I can draw this, and it's like, but you want to be able to draw more. I know I definitely struggle with that sometimes. I'm quite good at drawing portraits and different things, but you ask me to draw a foot and no, I'm terrible, but I think I'm definitely improving at that. Also, definitely absorb a lot of art. Like, I follow a lot of Pinterest, Tumblrs, and Instagram blogs for art, and don't just follow art blogs like that have a similar style to you. Follow some really different ones. Not say it into stylistic. Don't necessarily follow abstract, but maybe go for some different art. Like, can't do a lot of line art or a lot of like geometric sort of art. Like, really absorb a lot of different styles. Next question from P. Ferguson 28. Where do you get your inspiration for your art? I get inspiration from the weirdest things. There's actually this piece that I was working on about a year ago, and I really want to come and get it back. And it's inspired by me going to the supermarket gas station at 6 o'clock at night, and it's just got this really weird aura around it. So I get inspired by super random things. But something that I really enjoy getting inspired by is definitely colours. I love TV show fandom, so I draw a lot of fan art. And I think colours, nature, emotions, also other art. Like, if you see a piece like, wow, that colour scheme, I think, how could I incorporate that kind of emotion that portrays in my own art? And I definitely think that if you see, oh, what works well for this person, maybe I would be able to incorporate that kind of aspect into my own art. Okay, next question from Daniel Head 2005. What's your favourite colour? Oh god. I don't really have a favourite colour. I like a lot of blues and greens. I have more like aesthetics that I like. I don't really have a favourite colour. I like blues, greens. I like a lot of like golden, lemony yellows. Oh god, it's a hard question. I don't really have a favourite colour. That's tough. Next question from firebirdart.ag. How do you get inspiration for certain pictures or characters? Do you listen to music, look at certain pictures, or do they just come to mind? Like I said, for my sort of thing, characters, sometimes I see people in real life and I'm like, wow, they'd make an awesome character. And then I twist their image a little bit and make it a bit different. And music, definitely a huge inspiration. Yeah, I should have mentioned that before. Colours and music, I definitely get a lot of inspiration from music. I actually have a playlist. I might share my Spotify in the link, but I love music so much. Another question from Galactic Pencil. Are you interested in animation? I wish I could get into animation. I've done a couple of scribbles and I'm decent, but like I don't think I'm that amazing. I would like to get into it, but the thing with animation is something that it is very time heavy, so you have to really be into it to put that time and effort to learn it. But I think I definitely like to experiment a little bit with animation, even if it's just like introducing a little bit into animation into like GIFs in my art and stuff. GIFs, I still don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. But yeah, I love looking at animation. I'm actually really excited for the new Spider-Verse movie because the animation style in that is incredible. Really cool. A question from, bear with me, Debria Sensiel Drawings. What is the hardest thing in art for you? Definitely, I find with art, definitely something that's really tricky for me to draw is backgrounds. I really struggle making backgrounds. I've gotten a bit better, but I find, backgrounds and also feet. I'm really bad at drawing feet. It's weird to bring that up twice, but they're just not normal looking. They're weird. Okay, a question from Kalax Bear. When did you start drawing and how did you develop? Unlike a lot of people that do art, I actually never really drew as a child. I wasn't like, oh, I love drawing, I draw all the time. Like, I just kind of scribbled, but I never really drew. It wasn't until I got my first really cheap drawing tablet. It was like one of those Manga Studio ones. It was like $70, which is really cheap for a drawing tablet. That I started drawing, and I drew a little bit, and I started drawing, and then I got my Intuit, and I pretty much draw every day now. But yeah, I've really been drawing for 2 years now, and so I've not been drawing for a lot. Another question by Lauren Nicole _artist. What inspired you to become an artist? Do you have any siblings? What inspired me to become an artist? I kind of just wanted a way to express myself. and like create something beautiful and create this image in my head that I could share with other people. I used to do a lot of writing actually, but I kind of like fell out of love with writing. I still want to incorporate a little bit of it with my art, but right now it's like I'm just not really enjoying it as much. And yeah, I do have a sibling. I have a younger brother who is 12. A question from... Oops, I hit my hand. A question from C Lettering. How long does it take you to do a piece, like your Zendaya one? Oh, okay, so this is actually a question from 18 weeks ago when I actually did the Zendaya piece. That's a coincidence. It usually takes me, well, for this Zendaya piece, for example, it took me about 2 hours, just over 2 hours, I think. And pieces, it really depends to me. It can take anywhere from an hour to 6 hours. It really depends on like the rate I'm going, whether or not I'm tired. But in general, I normally spend about 2 hours on my average Instagram post. Oh no, my dog's sad. Wait. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 cuts in this video. Just to say, because I had a bit of technical issues. My recording stopped randomly, and also I had to just go let my dog out. And little things. He's really cute, but he barks out. Yeah, so with pieces, it really just depends. I don't even know. Next question from Ellie's Cloverfield. How did you find your art style? I'm having a hard time finding mine. Art style, I believe, is like 50% your inherent skill, like the style you're meant to draw in. 25% is the type of art that you pick up from other people, and 25% is how the art evolves. I've not been drawing for a very long time, so my art is mostly what I picked up from other people and my own inherent style. So you can see I have a lot of influence from people like Luish, Ponziella, Siren, those sort of people with my colouring and like proportions and stuff. But my style is a lot like this, like it's very soft and girly. But yeah, I find if you're trying to find your own style, learn how to draw unstylized art first, like, you know, just normal body proportions and stuff, and then stylize them until you find something you like. Also draw really messily. I find drawing messily can really help loosen up your style. A question from Fairy Floss, who's actually a friend from school. Which musical is your favourite? You have to pick one. Do not pick them all. Oh god. My favourite musical, I don't want to sound basic, but it would have to be Hamilton. I just really like the songs and the story. And I'm a bit of a history fan, so yeah. Also, I really do like Heather's, and I like one song from Be More Chill. I really like Pitiful Children. Really good song. And my first musical I ever listened to was actually Legally Blonde, so I love that musical to death, but Hamilton would have to be my favourite. Oh god, here's the question I deeply am scared of answering. From Scout North, because they also a friend of school. This is a terrifying question. I have so many questions about the Cards franchise. How does currency work? Do cards have wallets? If so, where do they keep them? Why is racing the most popular sport in the world if running isn't the most popular sport in the real world? Wouldn't something like Demolition Derby be more popular? Are monster trucks just murderers? If car bugs are Volkswagen Beetles, but there are also people cars, who are Volkswagen Beetles? Does that mean they're just giant monster insect people? Where do the lizard and bug cars get their gasoline? Are there little wild gas stations out in the wilderness? Does that mean that there are gas stations and buildings that are naturally occurring? And if that's the case, why didn't the road fix itself instead of lightning having to fix it manually? And if that's not the case, then who put them there? How did they get gas before they were put there? How many different sizes of wild gas stations are there? It's got to be pretty expensive. And how does gasoline even exist in their first place? Since petroleum comes from decomposed organic matter, all of the creatures in cars are made of metal, unless, wait, are cars made of flesh? Is that why they get old? Is that why they replace their tyres? Because the flesh on contact with the asphalt tears them up over time? Is that like amputating your legs and getting new ones? How do the animals replace their tyres? Is everyone in the Cars universe just in constant agonising pain from tearing their flesh through the hot, rough asphalt? Are planes and cars in the same universe? Can I get an answer to this one? Okay, so that's the kind of people that I hang out with, so that's why I'm weird. Thanks, dude. I don't know. All I can say is watch Cars 3 because it's 10 times better than Cars 2. But other than that, I don't know. Now I'm not going to sleep at night. And the last question from 4 months ago, I will have to do a part 2 to this video just because too many questions, man. I've already made this video like 16 minutes long, which is way over what I wanted it to be. But you know. Okay, from Okta. Who are your biggest inspirations? How do you improve drawing something that you're not good at, say poses or hands? Okay, I my biggest inspiration, I'll answer the second part of the question first. Practice, just drawing them over and over again. I definitely find you can get a lot of references online. Like when I was bad at drawing hands, I just drew a lot of hands. You know, I'm a little bit better now. I find if it's something you don't enjoy doing, you have to like have some kind of reward. Like if I draw this many things, I'll draw a self-indulgent piece of fan art or whatever. And I find just, practice really is the thing. Inspiration-wise, I love Louish's art. I also love Blue Satan, Ilya Kovashnov, Gabrielle Piccolo. I'm a really big fan of Quinny art as well, and Punziella. Siren's also a big inspiration. Kellogg's loops, I really like them, and It's Lopez. Schmo Draws, also a really big fan. I have so many, just seriously look through my following list and find them. So thank you for watching this video. I'll try and make videos more often, but we'll just have to see. But I'll really try. Leave some suggestions down below for more types of videos. You'll see my next video will be a second part to this Q&A. But after that, I'll need some ideas on what to draw. So thank you, and see you guys next time. Bye!